Hello everyone. Let's take a tour of a little walk around Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is our 2025 June trip to South Dakota and Minnesota. This was a 70-degree day. We would start out our day actually riding the name of the park we started at. We were going to do the Mississippi Trail. We rode regular bikes. That's my Diamondback. I'll leave a link in the description for it. I love that bike. We didn't bring e-bikes this time, but we started at this park and we rode all around, probably about 15 to 17 miles on our bikes. It was about 70-some degrees this day. It was overcast, a little bit of it, but it would start clearing up as well. It was a beautiful ride along the Mississippi River. Take mosquito spray with you and stuff, bug spray. Trust me on that. But for the most part, it was no problem. Beautiful time. Parking was not a problem here. Minneapolis is a city of about 425,000 people. So Minneapolis is a city at one time there was over 500,000 people lived here. Parking was not that difficult. It was not like Denver or anything like that. Minneapolis also is a city that hasn't grown very much. I remember I had to look it up because I was curious. Was Minneapolis really tiny when Purple Rain came out? Because this is the home. This is where Prince is from, The Time, all those famous groups from the 80s and that genre of music. And so it had a big music scene. It still does. But so I was like, was Minneapolis small during the time of Purple Rain and all that? And actually, Minneapolis was like 381,000 people. So we're talking 2025, and it's 425,000 people. It's a beautiful city. There's lots to do. It's right on the Mississippi River. There's tons of lakes and just beautiful parks, really nice neighborhoods, some kind of sketchy neighborhoods. The thing about these type of areas, like where you get a lot of water, it's a little bit more difficult to tell which areas are sketchy when you first look because it's super green. It's not like people's grass is dying and stuff. You don't have to water it here. So, beautiful neighborhood, especially around a lot of the parks we went to. We're walking around right now. We're looking for a place to eat. So that's what we were doing. We ended up finding this barbecue place. It was pretty decent. People were really nice. There was hardly anybody in there. Homeless population. They were guaranteed a parent here. There was people sleeping in certain parts of it when we were walking around. It was not as bad as what we're accustomed to in Denver. Denver is a lot worse than I will say here. And like I said, I think it's partly Denver is a bigger city. It is a bigger city than, of course, Minneapolis, but also I think partly here is the weather. Yes, summers are nice, but they get some brutal winters here as well. So this is not a type of place you want to stay on the street too much. It gets cold in Denver, but it doesn't get Minnesota cold like in these areas. This is where we went. That barbecue was pretty decent. I had no complaints about it. Now we are on a mission. We were just walking around, but the first mission she wanted to do was to find First Avenue. That's where I believe Prince was discovered, or where he started his career. So she wanted to get a picture there and all that stuff. So we were looking for this. We would end up finding it, and during this time it would get sunny again. The clouds would start clearing out. There was a little bit of clouds here and there, but for the most part it would start clearing out. It was, like I said, 70 degrees. So now we're looking for First Avenue. We would ultimately find it, and then how we would find it is we would get tired of walking, and we would, because we're on vacation and we've done a lot of walking and hiking and biking, and we'd bike this day too. I forgot. I think we did 15 to 17 miles on bikes before we even came down here. We just went back to the hotel and changed and stuff. So what would end up happening is we'd rent scooters, and I always forget this. I could have threw one of my scooters in there so we didn't have to rent two, but we could have rode two up on one. People do it all the time and save money, and I just didn't think about it at the time. How would I compare Minneapolis to Denver, Colorado? I think Minneapolis is a nicer city. I think it's just a lot of times it's also because all the water. Now, how it looks in regards to Denver has the mountains and everything around it. Denver benefits from all the beautiful mountain towns and stuff you can get to within not that much time. But the problem with Denver also is that they were moving there, and if you can't go hiking within 30 minutes of Denver, because everyone from the Denver area and all the transplants, they go to those same places. So you have to drive further out to get good hiking without 100,000 people on the trail with you. But as far as the neighborhoods, how green it is, their parks, it's beautiful. And then you go to St. Paul and Denver. We kind of, oh, there's First Avenue right there. That's where you got to start. That's where she wanted to go first. But you go to St. Paul, which we'll spend a little time in St. Paul in a day or two. Denver kind of has a sucky Capitol. Like our Capitol buildings kind of suck versus like here, the Capitol area is nicer. Santa Fe's Capitol area is nicer as well. And Olympia, Salem, all this, they just seemed a lot nicer. They had grounds and all this stuff versus we got our Capitol building, and then we got the park right across the street that has a bunch of homeless people. So, yeah, we're just walking around now. We ditched the scooters, so now we're riding around. Walking around. We don't have nothing really to do right now. We're going to go into Paisley Park and stuff like that, and we got some other things planned. And then we'd find some accidental stuff to do that was pretty amazing. That was free, and I'll do a video of that as well. And it was totally free, and I was like really impressed. This little town, Shakopee, I think it is. Or Shakopee. That one was really cool. I'll do a video on that and the thing we found to do for free. Would I recommend visiting Minneapolis? Oh yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was beautiful. The homeless weren't overwhelming as much. And here's the thing I found out here, and a lot of other places, we got told about at least 5 to 7 times, and from here to Duluth and stuff, by homeless people, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm like, what? You know, like they literally would say that to us. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. And we didn't give them any money or anything. I don't carry money. Well, I hope you have a good day. Like I can't tell you how many times we heard that from homeless people. We're not accustomed to that. So I was like, whoa, okay. If I had something, I'd probably gave them a quarter or something, but I didn't have anything. So that was a trip to here. So yes, I would say go see Minneapolis. I cannot speak on the winters here, but I can speak on the summers. It is cooler than Denver. I think their summers are later too as well. But it is beautiful. We drove all around Minneapolis. We went to Mall of America. We didn't do all this today. I don't think we went to Mall of America on this day, but we drove around just checking out the neighborhoods. We found a place to eat. True story. We went to this one place later on in the day because they have very good Asian food here. There was a lot of different people from different countries and on the Asian continent and from the islands that moved here. So they have awesome food, like food from Laos, Cambodia, different stuff. So we were looking for, I think it was maybe Cambodian barbecue was something I can't remember, but it was close. Well, we settled on another one that does fried chicken. It was really good, but there was another couple that was sitting in there, and I started noticing, looking at him, oh my God, this dude's a pimp. And that was his, whatchamacallit. And it took me a minute, and I figured it out. And it wasn't a bad neighborhood. It was a neighborhood they're slowly gentrifying, but it was actually a pretty nice neighborhood. It tripped me out seeing that, and they're just sitting there eating. It took me a minute, and it really was. I was like, holy smokes. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just thought it was a trip to see, and I kept telling my wife about it. I said, look, that dude's a pimp right there. So but the safety here, never felt unsafe. A lot of music playing all over the place. Their music scene is still really big here. Also, while we're walking around here, we haven't checked in a hotel. It's not time because we're coming from Duluth to here. We got all our stuff in this car, in our SUV. We had the Kia Sorento. So inside, we didn't leave it on the back of it. Her bike, which is a Walmart bike, but it's the good quality one. It's like $250. It's reviewed pretty well. But my Diamondback's in there as well. So that's like a $500-$600 bike I paid for it. So we didn't worry about it. It was good. It was there when we got back. Of course, I put a black cover over it, so if you really looked in there, it'd be hard to see. You will see but our stuff was safe. You'll see all over the city different paintings and stuff, prints and stuff like that. He's a big deal here. He created a whole genre of music practically, and this is where he's from. So you see that all over. The music scene is still big here. Tons of people. It is very diverse in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, I would say, is much more diverse than Denver itself. But it is, I want to say it's cleaner too. They have polite homeless people. Yes, it has the stereotypical things of big cities like this. You walk past certain areas like an alley or something, and it smells like pee. You know, like I walked past one and it smelled like pee. I was, oh, that's Denver. You know, so there's things like that. But overall, I wouldn't mind coming back here and exploring more. They had so many parks, and we didn't even touch like the amount of parks that were here. You know what I mean? Also, while we were here, we checked out other parks that were in Minneapolis. We just walked around real quick, and thankfully we grabbed the scooters. I'm going to make sure, though, from now on, I at least bring my e-scooter, even if we don't bring the e-bikes with the bikes, because we always end up renting a bike or renting a scooter, and we could have saved some money if we didn't want to double up, and because we would have had one scooter that was ours with us, and I did that once again. So next time, I'm definitely bringing in an e-scooter. We walked around, bring some good walking shoes. The hills were manageable here. They're nothing like, say, Seattle. So if you've been to Seattle, you know how Seattle is. There's a lot of hills. So it was not that bad walking around here. While you're in Minneapolis and stuff, go check out the Mall of America, Juicy Lucy's Burger, of course, all the parks, all the lakes. Check out the neighborhoods. There are some beautiful neighborhoods, everyone here. Their music scene on around First Ave, where Prince was discovered, or where he really got his start. There was so many like musical venues. While we were here down there in that area, we stopped in a nice little bar that was fairly quiet. There wasn't much going on. This is during the day, and we grabbed a glass of wine and stuff, and just rested for a minute and just hung out and drank it. Check out the falls, the park there. I have the title of that park right there. So yeah, go check out Juicy Lucy's. They have craft breweries here. They don't have nearly as many, I don't believe, as Colorado, but they have them here. Everyone was nice. I liked Mall of America. I thought it was really cool. We were really good this time as we've been getting better of not buying too many souvenirs. So the only souvenir I got in Minneapolis was when we went to the Gary Clark concert, I believe, at the Palace Theater, and I grabbed me a shirt. Me and her both got us a shirt there. $30 for a regular shirt, but hey, whatever. We didn't spend that much. And grabbed her son like a hat at Lids. Anyway, Amazon links in the description. Go check out Minneapolis. It's a pretty fun city, and it was really nice. There's so much to do, especially if you like parks and lakes. Have a good day, everyone. This is Frugal Panda. Frugal Panda out. Bye.